Hello everyone. This is the third video on the topic Surds, and this is the last topic of Surds, though we have lots of questions for practice and I will be showing them by the end of the lesson. In this part, we are going to work on the rationalization. We will understand what is the meaning of rationalization, surd conjugate, irrational denominators. If you remember even our first video of surds, I explain what is the meaning of surds, what are the irrational numbers, what are rational numbers. So those things you need to understand if you want to understand what is the meaning of rationalization. So first thing is irrational denominator. If you look at this diagram here and you look at 1 over square root of 2, square root of 2 is an irrational number because if you find the square root of 2, it is a non-terminating and non-repeating number. So we called it irrational number. And we have to rationalize it. That means we need to convert it into like an integer. And if you remember the first lesson of surds, I explained there what the integer means. It means the normal counting numbers including 0 and their negatives also. Okay, so that means here there is a surd given in the denominator and I have to rationalize, I have to apply some method to convert it into a normal integer, convert it into a rational number. So that is called the rationalization. Now, in rationalization, we have two categories. First category, when you have only one term in the denominator, like root b, root c, anything. In the numerator can be anything. It can be a surd, it can be a non-surd, it doesn't matter. We are rationalizing the denominator. So that is the first case. Then when you have only one term, irrational term in the denominator. And second case is here when you have two terms in the denominator and there is a surd like square root 2 or square root 3. The both terms can be surd or one term can be irrational, one term cannot be. Okay. So both the possibilities are there. Now the question is how do we do that? So here we have irrational denominators. If you see there are only single terms in both the questions. We have a single irrational term here, square root 3, and here is a square root 7. And the question is write with an integer denominator. So if you understand the meaning of denominator and if you understand the meaning of integer, you can easily do it. Okay, so integer means the numbers should be counting numbers or negatives of them. Okay, 0 I will not say because it is in the denominator. Denominator should never be 0. Now, why it should not be 0 in the denominator? I need you to search about it. Why the denominator should not be 0? If the denominator is 0, what will happen? Then the second question here is denominator, and denominator means a fraction. When we write a fraction, it has two parts, numerator upon denominator. So they are talking about making this irrational denominator as integer denominator. So the process is very simple. If you have a single term, what is the rule? The process says whatever is given in the denominator, the surd or the irrational part, you multiply by the same and you divide by the same. Why we multiply and divide? So that it remains unaffected, but I will change the way. For example, I have 6. I can write it like 4 plus 2 also. So I have split it into two parts, but it is still 6, but I'm writing it as 4 plus 2. Then they say represent 6 in terms of 5. So I can write it like 5 plus 1 also. I can write 6 as 7 minus 1 also. So I'm just changing the way depending upon my requirement. So here the requirement is integer denominator. So for that I need to times it by root 3 and divide by root 3, whatever is written here in the as a single term, so that I can make the denominator as rational or integer. So in the numerator, when you times these two, 6 multiplied by root 3, so it will be 6 root 3, and the denominator is root 3 times root 3. If you remember yesterday in last lesson we did it, root 3 times root 3, that will be root 3 square, and square root, they are reverse of each other or inverse of each other, sorry. So it will be 6 root 3 divided by a 3, and if you see these non-surd part can be further simplified, so I will get 2 root 3, and if you want to write denominator you can write it just 1. That is an integer. Clear? So what you need to do, you need to rationalize the denominator. If it is a single term, you times by the same and divide by the same. Let's try one more question. So we have here 35 over root 7. So this root 7 is a problem because it is denominator and it is not integer, it is a surd. So what I need to do, times by root 7, divide by root 7. Now 35 times root 7 is 35 root 7, and in the denominator root 7 times root 7, that is root 7 squared. So square and square root will cancel. So we got 35 square root of 7 divided by 7, and that will give me 5 square root of 7 because I simplified 35 by 7. Now as we understand the concept of if there is a single term, how to convert it into integer denominator or how to rationalize it. So here is the practice sheet. I want you all to try more and more questions on this one. And I'm going to explain one of the question from here as well. And that is the t part, the last one. It is 1 over root 3 to the power of 3. Now here root 3, this is square root of 3 and this is 3. Why it is square root? Because if nothing is written here, so it is a square root. Now square root and cube, they are not reciprocal, they are not inverse of each other. So I cannot cancel them. So I will write it like it is 1 over root 3 times root 3 times root 3. From here, this root 3 times root 3, I can write it root 3 square times root 3. And now I know root and square root will cancel. So I got it 1 over 3 root 3. Now you will start the rationalization process. When you do rationalization, multiply and divide by the irrational part, that is the square root 3, because it will help you to reduce the calculation work. You can times by 3 root 3 also, but that is not required. You can just multiply by root 3 because the root 3 is a problem for us. So we have to focus on that. So in the numerator, it will be root 3, and in the denominator, it is 3 times root 3 times root 3, which is root 3 square. Square and square root will cancel. So you got root 3 divided by 3 times 3, which is 9. So this is the rationalized denominator. Now the question is, when you have more than one term in the denominator, like our question was 1 over 3 minus root 2. So here we have two terms, and how we can rationalize it? Can we multiply it by just root 2 and we can solve it? No, that cannot be done. There is a particular way. For that, we need to understand the meaning of radical conjugate, or you can say surd conjugates. What is the meaning of surd conjugates? When you have two terms involving a surd like a plus b, a plus root b, sorry, its conjugate will be same numbers. You will write a and root b, but you will change the middle sign. If it is plus, you will make it negative, and if it is given as negative, you will make it positive. Only plus and minus, it works. No multiplication or division, then we can do it directly. Only for plus or minus we need to work on like this way. So now if I say 2 minus square root of 3, what will be its conjugate? 2 plus root 3. Now the whole story of rationalization is same. The only difference here is you need to times by the conjugate of the radical surd, and you need to divide also. So for example, we take one question here. Yes. So this is right 14 over 3 minus root 2 with integer denominator. So let's see how we can do. So we have 14 over 3, take away root 2. I will times it by 3 plus root 2, that is the conjugate of 3 minus root 2. And I will also divide by 3 plus root 2. Now I will times the numerator. So it will be 14 times 3 plus root 2. In the denominator, what you will do? It is 3 minus square root 2 and times by 3 plus square root 2. So if you remember, there is a formula in algebra, a minus b times a plus b. This is a very important kind of factorization. And this is equal to directly a square minus b square. You can do the expansion also like FOIL method, but this is a special case when you have a minus b times a plus b. or a plus b times a minus b, you can directly write it as a square minus b square. So I will write it, a is 3, so 3 square minus root 2 square. In the numerator, I will expand the bracket. So 14 times 3 is 42 plus 14 times root 2, which is 14 root 2, divided by 3 square, which is 9, and square root will cancel, so it is just a 2. So I got here 14 and here is 42. So I'm taking this 14 common here actually without taking it out, without taking it inside. And in the denominator I have 7. Now if you see 14 and 7, I can cancel them out. 7 times 1 is 7 and 7 times 2 is 14. So basically what I got here is 2 times 3 plus root 2, which is equal to 6 plus 2 root 2. And see, this is our answer. The denominator is just 1, and that's the integer denominator. Okay, now let's go to the next part. There are so many questions based on the same concept. Let's try this question also. Now in the previous question, they were just asking integer. In here, they are asking that as a first step, that you have to rationalize, convert it into integer denominator. Second part is, in this particular form they need the answer. So we will start with the same. 5 plus root 2 is given. So what is the conjugate of 5 plus root 2? It is 5 minus root 2 and then times by 5 minus root 2. So that's equal to 5 minus root 2 divided by, this is a plus b, times by a minus b, which is a squared minus b squared. Please practice this rule every single day. So we have here now 5 squared minus root 2 squared. Root 2 and square and square root will cancel out. So you have 5 minus root 2 over 25 minus 2, and that is 5 minus root 2 divided by 23. Now they say you have to answer as a plus b root 2. So a will be, and we are giving answer like 5 minus root 2 over 23. So we need to split it. 5 over 23 minus 1 over 23 square root of 2. You can leave the answer like this, or if you want, you can make it in the plus format as they have given here. This is 5 over 23 plus minus 1 over 23 root 2. So now these are they here a and b belongs to q. What is the meaning of q here? If you see here, a and b, this is, it meaning is belongs to. That a and b are of which type of numbers? They are belonging to q set. This q is a set. Set means a collection, and here it is a collection of numbers which are rational numbers. So these are two rational numbers. Rational numbers we can express in the fraction form like p by q form. Okay. Next, we understand the concept of rationalization. These all questions you can try on the basis of that. Now the next thing comes, using the rationalization concept in with Pythagoras theorem. So for example, we have given here, find the length marked x in the triangles, giving your answer as an exact value. Exact value means, you, if their answer is having fractions, keep it like fractions. If your answer is having some surds, keep them as it is. Do not write their value up to 1 decimal or 2 decimal like that. Don't do that. Okay. So let's see here the question. We have, let's say we are taking the very first question here. Find the length marked x in each of the triangle. So these all are right angle triangles because of this square. So I can apply the Pythagoras theorem. I know the side which is opposite to 90 degrees always hypotenuse. So that is x squared is equal to sum of the square of two other sides. So 3 squared plus 5 squared. So x squared is equal to 9 plus 25, which is 34. And x will be equal to square root of 34 centimeter units. we will write it as units because they have not mentioned anything. Yeah. Find the length marked x in each group. Yes. So you can write it 34 square root units. Now here this is a surd. Keep the answer as it is. Do not use calculator to give the answer as 1 decimal or 2 decimal points. Then same way you have these kind of questions here. Like the shape is made by attaching two right triangles. Find the value of x and y and hence find the perimeter of the shape in exact form. So if you need to find the perimeter, that means you need to know this length, which is already given. You need to know this length. You need to know x. You need to know y. If you see, x is this full value, this full length. But when you will find out the perimeter, so either you just use this x only. Don't take y also and x also, then it will be wrong. Because they are making it as one side. And then this side is given as 13 and this side is given as 12. So it is quite easy for us to find out how much are each of these. Can we find out this x? Yes, we can find it very easily. How? We just need to apply the Pythagoras theorem. So in this triangle, it will be x square is equal to 13 square minus 12 square. So x is equal to 169 minus 144 and square root. That is equal to 25 square root and that is equal to 5 units. So this part is 5 units. Then this is 5. This is 7. You have to find out y also, though it will not be used in the part calculating the perimeter. But because it is given in the first part, you need to find out. So we have to how y square is equal to 7 square minus 5 square. Because this is a triangle, here is a right angle form. So this is the hypotenuse. So 49 minus 25, which is going to be 24. So y is equal to square root 24. Make sure you simplify square root 24. Don't give your answer as square root 24. Simplification means, as we did in our first lesson, that 24 you have to write as the multiple of the highest possible squared number. So I can write it like 4 times 6. So it will be square root 4 times square root 6, so 2 root 6 units. And to find the perimeter, what you need to do, just add up all these lengths. This length, this length, this and this. You can add them up and you can get your answer. Similarly, you can try this question number 3. Here are some more questions on the basis of triangles. Same is here. The diagram shows a right angle triangle. Let's try this question here. The area of the triangle is A. Show that A is k root 2 and give the value of k. How to find the area of a triangle? It is half times base times height. Now here the thing is height is given 2 root 3 but we don't know the base. So to find the base, because it is a right angle triangle, I need to apply the Pythagoras theorem. Let's say this is x. So x square is equal to 6 square minus 2 root 3 square. So see here we need to simplify the surds. So x is equal to 36 minus 2 root 3 square means 2 root 3 times 2 root 3. 2 times 2 is 4. Root 3 times root 3 is 3. So this is 12. And square root. So this is 24 square root and that is 2 root 6. We already done this part also. Clear? So what I got here, this is 2 root 6 centimeters and this is 2 root 3 centimeters and this one is 6 centimeters. Now we have to find out area. So area is half times base times height. So from here, this is 2 times 2, which is 4. So 4 divided by 2, this is because half of 4 times square root 6 times square root 3. So that is square root of 6 times 3. So we got 4 by 2 as 2, root 9, 18. Now root 18, how can we simplify it? 18 can be written as a multiple of 9. So this is 2 times square root of 9 times 2. That is 2 times square root of 9 times square root of 2, which is 2 times 3 times root 2. and that is 6 root 2. So our answer should be in the form of k root 2, and the k value is 6 here. Now, similarly, you will be having some more questions here. Area, again, you have to find out. Diagonal length, you need to find out. Then comes this one. How to solve these questions? Find the length. Again, the same thing, but just complex surds are given now. It's not just a single term, but it is the surd square, and there are like more than one term. So if you try the 7a, first of all, x is the hypotenuse because this is a side opposite to 90 degrees. So I can say x squared is 6 minus root 5 squared plus 3 root 5 plus 2 the whole square. Now you can open these brackets. A minus b times a minus b, FOIL method. I hope you all understand that. I am writing it directly. So it will be 36 plus 5 minus 12 square root of 5. Then plus the second part will be 45 plus 4 plus 12 root 5. Now, if you add them up, 12 root 5 and 12 root 5 got cancelled. 36 and 4, that is 40, and 45 plus 5, that is 50. So 40 plus 50, and that is equal to 90. So I can say x square is 90, and x will be square root of 90, and 90 can be written as 9 times 10. So square root of 9 times square root of 10, which is 3 square root of 10. And they have not given here any units. So you can just write here units only. 3 root 10 units. That's all. Every answer should be the most simplified form. You can apply FOIL method to expand the brackets. Then we have here, work out the perimeter of this shape given your answer in exact surd form. If you look at this question, this is a compound shape. This first one, it is a compound shape. It is not just made up of one special kind of shape like a square or a rectangle or a triangle. It has more than one shape. So I split it into two parts, and those two parts are going to be like this. This is, let's say, A, and this is, let's say, B. Though I need to find out the perimeter, so I need to add up all the lengths. So the first thing here is, I know this length is 5. I know this is 2. I know this is 5. I know this is 3. The question is to find out this length. Now what I can do for this one? I will be drawing one line over here. A straight line here first. And then another straight line I'm going to draw. That is from here. Like this. Now I need to find out exactly here which length I need to find out this x, because in perimeter I need to know this. So for that I need to know this length and I need to know this length. That we can easily find out because this total is 5 and this part is 3. So obviously this will be 2. Same with this part is 5 total. This part is 2. So this will be 3. Correct? So we have to find the missing lengths. Now, if you need to find out x squared, that is 2 squared plus 3 squared, which is 4 plus 9, that is 13, or x is equal to square root 13. Now we need to find out the perimeter. So this is root 13 centimeters. So add up all the lengths. 2 plus 5, 7. 7 plus 5, 12. 12 plus 3, 15. So it is 15 plus square root of 13 centimeters. Make sure these are the word problems. Units are very important as it is a part of measurement here. And find the surds properly. Thus, you have to keep your answer in the surd form. No, what is it called? Like the decimal form or something like that. It's not allowed. You have to give your answer in the surd. So 15 plus square root 13 centimeter. That is the perimeter. We cannot add 15 and square root 13 because square root 13 is a surd and 15 is a normal number without any surd. So this is very, very important over here. Same way you can try this second question. Only follow the process and you can do it very easily. This is the next question. A line joins these 2 points. Find the length of the line, leaving your answer in surd form. Now, when you get a line segment joining the 2 points here, let's say one point is x1, y1, and another is x2, y2. If you have 2 points and you need to find the distance between them, so that is given as a square root of x1 minus x2 the whole square plus y1 minus y2 the whole square. It is your choice. You can take one point as x1, y1, the another will be x2, y2. So I am taking 7, 4 here and 2, 0 this one. So 7 minus 2 the whole square plus 4 minus 0 the whole square and square root. 7 minus 2 is 5. 5 square is 25. If you want, you can go step by step. Like this is 5 square plus 4 square and square root. Then this is 25 plus 16 square root, and that is square root of 41. Because it is the length, so we will write square root 41 units. Okay, and this is in the surd part, surd form only. So here I have explained you some questions based on applications where we can use surds in geometry, in finding the length between the 2 points, in finding the perimeter, in the Pythagoras theorem, finding the area. There are so many worksheets I have mentioned here. If you go by this video each and every moment, here you will see a lot of questions and you will get a good chance to practice over it. Some of the questions you see, some of the past paper questions are also mentioned, and the questions which are a little bit higher level, it will be mentioned like A levels, you can skip them, but rest of the questions you can try, like square root 5 minus 2 the whole square, then this one, all of these you can try. And if there will be any doubt, you can let me know these kind of questions. So I have mentioned here all these questions. If you see here, all of these questions you do. Like 2 root 2 times x is 8. So how will you start? 2 root 2 times x is equal to 8. So x will be equal to, you will divide both sides by 2 root 2. So 8 over 2 root 2. 8 and this can be simplified 4 by root 2. Then you rationalize the denominators just to make it simple. So it is 4 root 2 divided by 2 root 2 square. Square and square root will cancel. So you got 4 root 2 divided by 2, that is 2 root 2. So this way you can practice these all questions here. Word problems, this one you can skip because it is for higher like A levels, but these questions you can try. See, these kind of questions are also there in the exam. This one is there. There are lots of questions for practice. Here we have lots of questions. You can try all of them, and if you find any difficulty, we can discuss it. Thank you.